Hello, welcome to today's topic. I'll be talking about transportation system in the UK. So these are valuable tips that will help you to minimize your transportation expenses, whether you're traveling from one city to another or within your city. Knowing these things will help you to minimize your expenses. So the first thing I'll talk about is when you're traveling from one city to another, you have option of using the train, using the coach as well, just in case you don't know. So the coach is more like using the bus, those big buses. And the tip for you here is that using the coaches are usually cheaper than using the trains. Although the time of the train is quite faster than the time of the coach, and I'll just give an instance and say if the train is taking you maybe 2 hours to get to a particular destination, it's probably going to be taking you 2 hours, 30 minutes, 3 hours by coach. However, when you consider the cost of the coach, the cost of the coaches are usually way more than 50% cheaper than if you're using the train. So you have to consider how urgent you want to get to where you're going to, and then you consider your expense, your budget, transportation expenses as well. So I'm just giving you this information to know that it's not always having to be using the train or the flights and all of that. You can always consider using the coaches, which is quite cheaper, okay? So just look at your timing of where you're going to and your costs, how much you have to spend. The next I'll say is that it's cheaper when you book in advance rather than booking on the spot. So try as much as possible to plan ahead, maybe a week or even a month. We all know this usually for flights, that if you book your flights quite earlier, it's cheaper. But the same thing sometimes not all the time though. So but sometimes it's cheaper if you book earlier for your trains, for your buses as well, than booking on the spot on the day of your travel. And then I'm going to give a quick tip here. One of the applications that you can always use to book your coaches or your trains thereabout is Trainline. So check out for the Trainline app on the App Store, on the Google Store, and this helps you to always book your train tickets or your coaches as fast as possible, and it's quite easy. And another tip here, you can use the National Rail app to track the time for trains. The next tip I'll talk about is for everyday transportation, which is intra-city, within your city. Try as much as possible to buy for 7 days, for one month ahead, or if possible, depending on how often you think you'll be going to your place of work or the particular place that you're going to, if it's every day for as long as maybe 1 month or even 2 months, you can buy them in advance. And that is always cheaper than if you're buying every day, one ticket per day. That's always cheaper. And also if you're using different buses on a particular day, you can always buy a one-day ticket such that you're not having to pay on every buses that you are going on. You can just buy one ticket and it's going to cover you for the whole of your trip on that particular day. So anytime you're entering from one bus to another, you just tender that particular ticket and you're covered. And another thing is that for the one-day ticket as well, just in case in your city you have different bus companies, you can buy what they call one-day any bus. And the one-day any bus allows you to hop on any bus of your choice. I mean, wherever you're going, maybe there's a particular bus company that services this particular route compared to another route, and you're going to those two different routes. So if you buy the one-day any bus, it allows you to get on any of those buses and you don't have to be paying, the £2, £3 thereabout. So just check for those one-day any bus and they would save you a whole lot. So just in case you may just want to plan your transportation for a whole day, I want to get to this place and all of that. So just buy one bus ticket and you're covered for all of those expenses. Then the next thing I'll say is try as much as possible to get to the bus station, the coach station, or the train station maybe 5 minutes earlier than the time it's supposed to move. Because when you check the Google map and it tells you the particular time, or the Trainline app, try as much as possible, by all means, to be there 5 minutes earlier, because sometimes, especially the buses, they can be there 5 minutes earlier and they move away just immediately. So, and in some cases, when you've missed that bus, you have to wait another 10 minutes, 20 minutes thereabout. So you really don't want to miss that. Try as much as possible, get there 5 minutes earlier than the time when the buses are supposed to be, or the trains or the coaches, they're supposed to be at that particular place. The next thing I'll talk about is you can always use rail card. Okay, so the rail card allows you to get discounts of 1/3 on all of your train tickets throughout for 1 year. So the rail card costs about £30. You can always go on their website, check for the one that fits into your criteria in terms of the age. Then you pay the £30 or thereabout and get the rail card. And whenever you want to book your train tickets, you apply the rail card number or the thereabout, and it's going to be giving you a discount of 1/3. And you can be sure that over the next 3-4 trains that you'll be taking, you'll be getting some discount that would have covered up for that £30 that you paid when you bought the rail card. So this is a very valuable tip for you here, so that just in case if you travel a lot within a year and you use the train a lot, you can just buy that rail card and save yourself all of those train ticket expenses over 1 year. And then the final tip here is for people who are living in London and the environs. So I figure that one of the cheapest way to travel around in London is using your Oyster card. Bearing in mind that most of the buses in London, they only take contactless, so they don't take the cash that you have in your hand to pay. They only take contactless cards. So the Oyster card is one of the very cheap way to move around in London. I've used it a lot of the time I've been in London, and I've realized that the various places that I've gone to, if I compared it to if I was in Manchester, I would have paid more than I have had to pay using the Oyster card in London. So get your Oyster card. It's going to cost you £5, and then you can recharge, or I think the minimum is £10 that you can recharge on it, and you can then use it on all of the underground, the trains or the buses, anywhere you're going. And then you can always top it up. Anytime you're topping it up, you don't have to pay that £5. So at the end of the day, you're going to be saving the £5 every other time you're using the Oyster card, because it's cheaper using the Oyster card than if you're using your own ATM debit or credit card on every of your travels in London. So get the Oyster card and it's going to save you a lot of things. So thank you. That's all I have for you today. I hope you found them very valuable. Please encourage by clicking the like button and put in the comment section anything that you found very valuable for you today. And if there's anything more that you want me to talk about in the next video as well, put in the comment section. I'll try as much as possible to give you the information on there. Make sure you are subscribing to this channel and you're sharing to other people as well, clicking the like button, clicking the bell so that I get notification every time I drop new videos. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.